I think it was delayed once.
Yeah, it got delayed once, but that was
that's
it.
not bad, I guess.
Yeah, and it was only by like 6 months or less. But anyway, I think it's time to move on to day one of the treehouse. The juicy stuff. Here we go. Before we get to Zelda Breath of the Wild, let us talk about Pokemon Sun and Moon. They spent about 40 minutes on Sun and Moon. We got some gameplay. They started it off with a mashup trailer of the first couple that we've seen. But we did get some gameplay, which is good. They also talked about stuff about these games. Similar to X and Y, interestingly enough. Life, like the meaning of life and stuff like that, is supposed to be the focus of the Alola region. Obviously, they confirmed outright, finally, after seeing all the trailers with Solgaleo and Lunala, that there will be more than just Pokemon native to the Alola region in the game, since in the gameplay they showed off a Ladybug being caught. And speaking of that, we'll dive right into the gameplay. There is a new interface on the bottom screen, and it's probably the best one yet, because they have a shortcut now by pressing the Y button to get to the Pokeball bag. They have now on the left side Pokemon and bag options. On the bottom is still the run option. On the complete right side is the fight option to bring up the movesets. But what's cool about Sun and Moon's bottom screen interface is now they have little displays for your Pokemon and the wild or enemy Pokemon. And if you use a status move like Growl or Tail Whip to lower an attack or defense or accuracy or speed or whatever, or for you to raise your accuracy or speed or attack or whatever, now if you click on the Pokemon of the stat you change, yourself or the enemy, it actually shows that you've lowered or raised the respective stat, and the moveset interface is different. Now you can press a little eye icon on the move screen to display what the move does, and it also even shows you if it's not very effective on the opposing Pokemon, if it's super effective, or if it's just normal effective. The new interface is probably the best they've ever done, and I hope they use it going forward for every other game in the main series. But other than that, let us get to some new Pokemon they showed off. Surprisingly, Korokoro leaked, 5 days before E3 started, and they showed Korokoro leaked 2 new Pokemon, named, in Japanese at least, they're translated names in Japanese, Iwanko, a rock dog Pokemon that was hidden away in the Korokoro reveal version of the Sun and Moon reveal trailer of gameplay, and Nekawala, which is a koala Pokemon, finally, that we're getting, which is a normal type. But they did show off some new Pokemon here. They showed off, first off, Yungoos, which is a Mongoose-based Pokemon. It is a normal type, and interestingly about Yungoos, on the Pokemon website, it specifically states that Yungoos are from a totally different region, but were brought to Alola to rid of a certain species of Pokemon. Now, it didn't say what species, I assume it's probably another new Pokemon, but they didn't want to reveal it yet, because otherwise they could have said, they wanted to they brought in Yungoos to Alola to get rid of Rattatas, to get rid of Zigzagoons, to get rid of Patchrats, Bunnelbees, whatever. So maybe another Pokemon that Yungoos likes to chow on will be revealed at some point. But that's interesting that it's not native to Alola, so does that technically confirm the 8th generation already? Who knows? But next up is Pikipek, the flying type of this generation, or Pikipek. I think they pronounced it Pikipek, really fast. It is the general normal flying type. Like the other ones, it will have 2 evolutions. Then they showed off a third Pokemon, but this was just in the Pokemon Company's trailer after the E3 segment. Basically, it was confirmed from a lot of speculation that Hao, your rival/friend in this game, is the grandson of Hala, and Hala is apparently an important person on your island, which has been confirmed in North America to also be called Mele Mele, which basically means yellow. Then, something really interesting, Hala mentioned during the trailer, before a big ceremony where you have a battle with your rival, specifically named Tapu Koko as, like, an important deity Pokemon, of your island. I believe it's the Mele Mele Island, but Hala did mention that there are 4 different Guardian Pokemon, deity Guardian Pokemon, for each of the islands in Alola. So that basically confirms 4 more legendaries other than Magearna, and Solgaleo and Lunala, so that's an interesting tidbit. And then at the very end, after some gameplay with the rival battle and everything, they revealed off a new mode, a new battle mode, called the Battle Royale. It's basically an upgraded version of free-for-alls from Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, and X and Y. Basically the battle ends as soon as you knock out one trainer's Pokemon lineup. You can choose up to 3 Pokemon per trainer, so that's interesting. And then, during the Pokemon Company's trailer that they uploaded after the E3 segment, they revealed the generic bug type of the region, and its name is going to be Grubbin. It's the larva Pokemon, so that's everything with Pokemon Sun and Moon. What did you guys think of Pokemon Sun and Moon? I'm teasing you a bit more, guys. We're going to talk about Sun and Moon individually before we talk about Breath of the Wild. So, what did you think about Sun and Moon and everything they showed off?
It's a Pokemon game, and that's about it for me.
Well, yeah, I'm excited for Pokemon Sun and Moon and stuff. Just 7th gen already. Wow, Pokemon doesn't seem like it's already at 7th gen. Just saying. I'm just for the reason because I grew up with Pokemon pretty much since since the very beginning. So it kind of doesn't really seem like 7th gen already, but still excited for Pokemon Sun and Moon and stuff. And it looks really good. And like I said, the new Pokemon Yungoos looks kind of strange. It looks weird, but I mean, it's new Pokemon and stuff, so they are sometimes strange. It's new, I guess sometimes new looks strange, and sometimes new is good, but sometimes new is bad. I think Pokemon Sun and Moon is gonna be a good game. Any main Pokemon game is good, no matter how good it is or not. Even if it's your least favorite in the series, it's still a good game, or it's gonna be a good game. I would say. But yeah, and also I'm actually also one of the 3 of my favorite of the 3 new Pokemon that were announced. I like the Pekka. What was it? Pikipek. I'm excited for Pikipek. That Pokemon looks cool. I'm gonna use it as my flying type Pokemon on my team whenever I get Pokemon Moon. So that's what I'm planning on getting, Pokemon Moon. At least as of right now. I might change it in the future depending on what other stuff they announce. I'm kind of excited to see what different locations around the region and stuff. And like I said, maybe like I said earlier with how they make that, how I think was it Yungoos that we were talking about? That said it was from a different region. There could be, like I said, they might be teasing the 8th generation already, or they could just be having 2 different regions in the game. That could be possibly it. Of course, on the other hand, it could just be, they just mentioned that it's from another region. It doesn't have to do with either of those. It may be completely different. Who knows? Or it might be. Also, there's this slightly possibility. It might be from a region from. It might be like maybe a region from some upcoming spin-off Pokemon game. That could possibly be it. What else? said, I'm excited to see what the new features they'll have in the game and stuff. So, yeah. And like the promoted and stuff, and the different gems, and all the new Pokemon that's going to be announced later on. And see how well the story is too. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just excited for one. That's one of the games I'm really excited for. Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Pokemon Sun and Moon looks really interesting to me. I've said this before, but I don't really have much of a history with the Pokemon series, but from what I've seen, this may be the first game in the series that I actually try myself. I really like the interface they have on the bottom screen. It looks a bit more organized than the previous DS games like Platinum or Soul Silver, games like that. And, and I'm surprised it took them this long to make a 4-player Pokemon battle mode.
Well, XY, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, you can do 4-player matchups, but in the Battle Royale, it's just elevated higher than what it was.
Yeah.
Do you mean like 4 trainers battling each other in the previous games?
Yeah, you get the basically free for all. You can do the 4 players, and then you can attack each other if you want.
Cool.
Like this is the Battle Royale's just like taking free for alls and timesing it by like 100, basically.
Yeah, because the 4th battle thing was just pretty much I guess the 4-player thing they had was pretty much double battle pretty much in the previous games.
Well, you can treat it as a double battle, or you can attack your partner. And
I'm talking about the previous games, not this one.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can do it. You can do like a traditional double battle with the 4-player matchup, or you can make it an actual free for all.
But they weren't like but they were not like 4. They were not 4 type of things that played. Well, they were 4 trainers and stuff like that, but you couldn't attack anyone you want. You could not have attacked anyone you want there. I mean, actually you could, but it wasn't like free for all or anything.
Yes, it was.
They didn't have like the. I mean, you could attack your partner and stuff like that.
Yeah, free for all. You could. It's basically just a more condensed version of free for alls in Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. Fire X and Y are just a more condensed version of the Battle Royale in Sun and Moon.
No, I'm trying to say that in those games you can attack your partner, while in the new game you can do like you can probably have that attack your partner, but in this game you can be on your own team, like your own, instead of just being on a partner's team.
That's the thing. Battle Royale. You're not linked. You're not side by side with anybody in Battle Royale. You can attack each other, and that's what free for all is about. You can be next to, like, if say it's me and you on a team on one side against Later Gator you and one of his siblings, right?
Yeah.
I can attack you the entire battle if I wanted to. I'm not limited to attacking Later Gator you or one of his siblings' Pokemon. I can just target your Pokemon the entire time.
Yeah, I knew
the Battle Royale in Sun and Moon. It's just separated free for alls.
Yeah, I knew that. I was saying that you couldn't. I was saying that in the older games you couldn't be on your own team.
But you technically can in a free for all. You can be your own person.
Not in the older games. You had to have a partner. There has to be you can't attack the other partners, Pokemon and everything. But you were still on that. You were still on the same team. Like you were still partners though.
Yeah, you might be still on the same team, but it's still a free for all. I get what you're saying that they're separated, which. That's what I was saying. They're separated now. It's not like you're linked to somebody. But still, even if you're in a technical quote-unquote double battle, you can still make it a free-for-all, and you can target your partner the entire time, and then win it all for yourself.
I mean, that's not really free-for-all. free-for-all is by yourself.
So what did we learn today? I don't know anything about Pokemon.
I mean, free-for-all is like everyone for themselves. While double battle, you're on a team, even though you still can't attack your partner, but you're still on the same team and stuff.
No, a technical double battle, that's why on XY Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire they call it 4-player match. Because it's not a technical double battle. It might be 2 people on different sides, but you can still attack one another. I know what you're saying, that in a double battle you can't attack your partner. A traditional double battle, you cannot do that, really. But in XY Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it's not a technical double battle. It can be a free-for-all. If you want, you can just say, screw it, we'll not attack each other, partner, let's just work together as a team and take them down. But if you want to, you can attack your partner, then just go all crazy and attack the other team by yourself.
I never said you couldn't do that. I never said you couldn't do that at all.
That was what you were implying.
No, it was not. That's not what I was saying. You were misunderstanding me.
No, you were saying that you can't attack each other if you're on a team, but you can. That's what it was about in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire and X and Y.
I was saying it was a free fall for yourselves. I wasn't saying that you. I mean, I was saying that you can't be on your. I mean, I know you can. I know technically you're on a partner's team. I'm just saying you can be by yourself if you're on a partner's team and attack your partner's team. But I'm saying you can't officially be like by yourself.
No, I get where you're coming from with that, but you're just disputing what I'm saying, that you can technically do that in XY Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. You might be side by side with somebody, but you can say, screw you, I'm attacking you the entire time until you're gone.
I knew that. You can do that.
But you were just saying you can't to me! That's my issue! You were just saying you can't! I've been spending like 10 minutes trying to dispute that!
No, I was not. I was not saying that.
But you did! I have the evidence on recording! This is worse than your flip-flopping of the Final Fantasy 15 VR!
Why is it that when we're always on Skype, you always end up yelling at Kirkoma's game?
The thing is, I was trying to explain today to you how it works because you never played a Pokemon game and stuff. Because whatever. Because free for all is like, because free for all is by yourself only. Like you not even have a partner. I mean, I was sort of trying to say.
All I was saying was you can go in it's specifically called 4-player match. It's either 2-player match, which is 1-on-1, or 4-player match, which you can either make it an official double battle, or you can make it a free-for-all. You might be side by side with somebody, but you can, like I said, about 7 times now, you can basically flip your partner off and say, I'm attacking you, and then attack the other team after you take out your partner. It's called 4-player match, not double battle. You can make it a double battle if you want. You can make it a traditional one where you don't attack each other when you're with a partner, but it's not called double battle. It is 4-player match.
I knew that.
It's 1v1v1v1. It's not technically called free-for-all, but it can be a free-for-all. That's the only thing I'm disputing with you on. You were saying it's not an actual free-for-all. I get the side where you're coming from, where you're in the Battle Royale, you're by yourself. You're not linked to anybody. But there's 2 different coins to that free-for-all phrase. The one in each corner, like the Battle Royale, or the 4-player match in XY Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, where you're technically side by side with somebody, but you can attack them.
Have you guys noticed that every time we're on Skype, at some point during the conversation, the James Rose yells like Kirkoma's game?
It's the running gag. Alright, so, the hype thing of the Nintendo Treehouse. The Legend of Zelda for the Nintendo Wii U. First and foremost, open your eyes, Link. Voice acting? British Zelda? What is this? Okay, so voice acting in The Legend of Zelda Wii U. Then they showed off lots of gameplay. You had beautiful mountain scenes in dusk, morning, night, plains, the Great Plateau as they officially call it later on during the presentation. And then got some more gameplay, killer music, and then they showed kind of a really rustic Master Sword in its resting place for this game. Then they transitioned to the plateau again, and the official title was revealed. This game is called The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And the meaning of Breath of the Wild as the title for The Legend of Zelda for the Wii U and NX is because the Breath of the Wild, the title focuses on the entire world. That's basically what they said that the title is about, because they even mentioned it during the treehouse. Usually the title is referring to an item or some certain point in the game, but this title is all about the open world that you will experience in this game. So, a few key things to point out. During the gameplay, the Great Plateau that the demo was pretty much all focused about was considered to be the birthplace of Hyrule, something to keep in mind when you try to figure out where this goes on the timeline. Link's main item in this game, this sort of takes a little bit of a turn like A Link Between Worlds, where it doesn't seem like it's gonna be traditional in the fact of items, because the main thing you have with you, which everyone thought was a book, no, it's actually a slate. It's the Sheikah slate. Basically, it can perform lots of magical stuff. During the gameplay, they showed basically it acting like the ice rod to make pillars of ice. I don't recall it doing anything else other than in the first bit of gameplay they showed it like creating some type of platform to crush a couple Boko goblins or whatever they're called. The stamina meter is back from Skyward Sword. Something interesting is that weapons will break over time in this game. They showed it off quite a lot actually. But not only can you have swords, but you can use axes as weapons, you can use spears that enemies drop, you can use clubs that enemies drop, and things of that nature. You can use tree branches if you want. During one point near the lake area of the plateau, they showed off a Korok, which I think has only appeared in The Wind Waker, if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, since you're the one playing Wind Waker right now.
Yeah, Koraks have only appeared on Wind Waker.
Okay. They showed off the Temple of Time, which is going to be like a back and forth thing because of the Guardians that appeared in the first trailer. Other interesting things, just little tidbits. Enemies will apparently sleep at night. Some enemies, not all. You can use your shield as a snowboard during the...
That is just so awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, during the mountain things. Apparently, there will be no hearts and no rupees that appear naturally in the grass in this game, at least in the Great Plateau while they were playing it. To heal your hearts, you will have to grab food items all over the world. You can get apples, you can get steak, and stuff like that. You heal your hearts with food. And I believe with rupees, I think they mentioned something about selling old junk for that. If I look on my notes, yes, they did say that. At least that's what I wrote down. I probably just cliff noted it and didn't get the full story. But they took a different musical approach in this. Now it's not like a traditional dun 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 that you hear usually. They made it seem more natural, like, just go with the wind. Go with the wild, if you will. All throughout the world, there will be things called shrine trials. There are apparently over 100 shrine trials, which are miniature dungeons in this game. I believe there were like 4 that they showed off in the treehouse, and there are 4 like in the Great Plateau area. I alluded to this earlier. There is no female Link Aonuma outright confirmed no female Link in this game. Ganon was mentioned during one point of a shrine trial with one of the monks or whatever. Nothing officially other than Ganon causing chaos like usual. This game is a lot more freedom-based, like the first Legend of Zelda game. Pretty much a callback. New Zelda amiibo. Archer Link, Riding Link, I think it's just called, and a Guardian amiibo. All will be available with the launch of this game, which is probably, they did mention that this game for the Wii U is not going to launch until the NX version launches with the NX, which is a little disappointing in my eyes, but I get why they did it. If they released Breath of the Wild for the Wii U, nobody would literally buy an NX or the NX version, so I get why they did that. The Wolf Link amiibo's functionality was revealed in this game. If you did the Cave of Trials, is it called, in Twilight Princess HD? If you did that using the Wolf Link amiibo and saved the hearts that you had left after completing it, and you scanned the Wolf Link amiibo into the Wii U version, because they haven't revealed anything if NX will have NFC readers or not, which it probably will anyway. But you can use Wolf Link as a partner in this game, and Wolf Link will attack enemies, although it's funny, my cousins pointed this out actually while the treehouse was going on when they first revealed this. For like the first little bit, when they talked about how Wolf Link attacks enemies, Wolf Link was just running around not attacking enemies when it was first happening, which is hilarious. But some other interesting things that were mentioned sort of after everything from the first day. Apparently, there are no differences whatsoever between the Wii U and NX version of Breath of the Wild, which I find very, very interesting and kind of am suspicious about, that there are no differences whatsoever. Aonuma said you can go to the final boss of the game pretty much immediately if you wanted to, so that's a speedrunner's dream. And then, in really, really interesting things, 1% of the map from the E3 demo alone, the E3 demo is 1% of the map of the entire game. And that was a big area.
Yeah, it's like you see the Great Plateau from all these videos that people are making of the demonstration they had. That is this one area that they showed off in. If you look at the map during the Treehouse demonstrations, that tiny little circle, everything that you've seen from the gameplay of the game is just in that tiny little circle. And everywhere else on the map, there are these much larger circles of areas that are like 4 times larger than everything we've seen from the gameplay of the game.
And that's the last point I want to bring up, that I wrote down. Apparently, the entire world in Breath of the Wild is 12 times exactly, or here or there, 12 times bigger than Twilight Princess's entire world.
Ooh, that's big.
So 100%ing Breath of the Wild is going to be a nightmare. Aonuma said that. It's going to take a long time, so... Zelda Breath of the Wild. Thoughts, and how hyped are you to get this game in your hands?
Well, I'm gonna eventually get it. Well, I mean, I'm not that big of a Zelda fan, but I'm most likely gonna get it. And depending on what they say, more stuff about the NX and stuff like that, I might get the NX version or I might get the Wii U version. So I mean, I guess all depends all depends on if I get NX or not. And that determines on like what other games are announced for the NX, because I'm not gonna get the NX just for the new Zelda game. Plus I have a Wii U anyway, so if I do get the new Zelda, at least of right now, it would only be for the Wii U version. And I tell you, that game looks so beautiful. Like, probably the best looking game I've ever seen. One of the best looking games I've ever seen, if it's not the best looking game I've ever seen. At least as of right now, I guess as of today's date. And I like how they expect. I like how you guys said so the map's just really big. Like how it said it's 12 times as big as the Twilight Princess, which actually I am playing through Twilight Princess by myself right now. So I mean, and yeah, I mean, wow, that's a big map. And I mean, it was especially hard for people who complete games 100%. It'll take them a long time. Of course, they'll eventually get it there, but it will take a long time to complete everything and see everything and stuff. But yeah, we're excited. Like I said, open world Zelda game, and like how you have to build and craft stuff, and everything for like you said, like food and stuff. Which is interesting and stuff. And the game just looks so beautiful. I mean, I think it will be worth it when it comes out, despite with all the delays. Even if it gets like one or two more delays, which might or might not happen. Of course, they always release a release date, but if it does get delayed again, it would still be worth it no matter what. In my opinion, I think it will be worth it no matter what.
So I have a lot to say about this game, but I don't think I'm going to say all my opinions right now because we're already at 2 hours and 20 minutes recording.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say some of my more bigger opinions. Like Breath of the Wild seems like it's taking everything that I've loved about the other 3D Zelda games and just merging it all into one. Like it's taking the fact that you could take enemies' weapons from the Wind Waker, but expanding upon that, you could take any weapon in the overworld. It has a large variety of weapons from Twilight Princess. It has really beautiful sounding music and just an interesting looking overworld from Skyward Sword and things like that. Just everything about this game just looks really stunning. Like my only legitimate complaint about this game so far is the fact that Link's right-handed in the game, but it's nothing compared to everything else I've seen about this game. The visuals look beautiful, the gameplay looks fun, just everything about this game just looks so amazing.
It might go as high up as maybe Ocarina of Time, maybe as good as Ocarina of Time. You never know.
I'm gonna go out on a limb right now and say this may replace Link's Awakening as my favorite Zelda game when it comes out, just from the little bit that we've seen of this game.
Yeah, it might. Well, I mean, I'm not a big Zelda fan, and only played a little bit of Ocarina of Time and a little bit of Twilight Princess. So I'm still fairly new to the Zelda series. So I'm still looking forward to that game and releases.
So
it just looks so beautiful.
So a few other opinions I had. They did say that there are not going to be any hard scene overworld, but I'm curious to see if this means that we're also not going to get any hard paces in the game. I doubt that. I think there will be. I think there are still going to be some in the game, and that might be some of the rewards you get for the different shrines spread across the overworld. But it just whenever I think about this game, everything that they've said about this game just makes me wonder about what else are they going to do with the game, because you've replenished your health now with food in the overworld, but does that also mean you're going to have to also feed your horse when you're riding Epona? Does this mean that the shrines are going to outright replace the main dungeons in this game? Does this mean that even though we're not getting a female Link, will Zelda be playable? Is Zelda the only speaking character in this game? Is there an option for a left-handed Link? There's just so much to wonder about this game. We know a lot now, but there's still so much we don't know about this game. It's really exciting.
It's kind of crazy that it's coming out this March, despite we don't know that much about the game yet. Because like I said, we only know they only know 1% of the map.
Well, Reggie did say before they did all the Sun and Moon stuff and after they did the reveal trailer, that there's going to be a time and a place where they reveal story details and more characters. So I assume in the next couple directs between now and before the game releases, that they'll show a lot of stuff in small doses in between now and then.
That'd be interesting to see what they'll announce for the new Zelda game, Zelda Breath of the Wild.
The last comment I want to make in this video about Breath of the Wild is that once the game does come out, and if I ever want to let's play this game, it's going to be a huge nightmare to plan out.
I think it would take a lot longer than planning a Xenoblade Chronicles Let's Play, to be honest.
It might be a lot bigger than that game.
Oh, I think it's definitely a lot bigger, which means it's probably going to take maybe 2 or 3 times as long to plan out.
Oh, wow.
Rip Chugga Conroy's insanity.
Yeah, I know with Chugga Conroy, it took him like 2 years or something like that to plan out Xenoblade Chronicles. Maybe even more, I don't know.
So before we end off this really, really long video, for me at least, for you guys, we'll definitely split it into parts. I might end up to do it since it's over 2 hours, but
yeah.
Well, also sometimes
it's crazy.
The fact that we took a break.
I might split like to 3 or 4 parts for me.
But the last
maybe even 5.
The last thing I want to go over, is there anything from any of these conferences that you wish they would have shown off? Like, for me, the one thing I wish is they would have surprised us in the treehouse with, like, maybe even just a teaser of Pikmin 4. Like, anything like that. Is there anything you wish any of these conferences, any of these companies would have shown off that you feel like maybe they are gonna be saving for some other time, but if they had the ability to show it off, they should have?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say I actually thought they would probably show off more of the Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 7, which we did mention earlier in this video. But yeah, those are the 2 games I kind of wish they showed at Sony's conference, which I was kind of disappointed that they didn't show either of those games really that much really.
I'm only disappointed they didn't show Pikmin 4 and a North American version of Mother 3. I didn't expect they would sell Mother 3. This is something that I've been wanting forever. But what I think they're going to do instead is that they're going to have, for Mother 3, if they are going to release it this year, that what I think they're going to do instead is they're going to have a direct sometime later in the year and surprise everyone saying, here's Mother 3, it's all news up to date. Pikmin 4, I think they're moving it to the NX and they're going to sell that when they make that they need to know direct, showing what the NX actually is and what games are going to be launching on it.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something to say about the thing I'm so tired right now, I forgot what you just said like 2 minutes ago. Oh my god.
Wow.
Something about Repair, right?
Yeah, I'm out of it right now. I think that's the perfect time to call it, so...
Well, yeah. I would like to mention that with Bethesda, well, at least I kind of want to see them maybe just announce Elder Scrolls 6, just announce it. Maybe, but that would just be it for the Elder Scrolls 6, just announce it. Even if it comes even if it would have been coming out in like 2019 or even 2020, at least I would love at least they would have announced it this year, or it would be nice if they would have announced it next year.
Conference for E3's announced a game far ahead of us, like 2 years ahead of during the announcement, so I don't think they would have announced something for 2019 or 2020.
I mean, they could be 2018. Yeah, the latest for me at least, I think. Because I mean, Fallout 4 just came out last year, so I mean that's why I was saying predicting maybe a few years into it. If they are working on Elder Scrolls 6, which I bet they probably are, unless they just don't want to, unless they don't want to do Elder Scrolls 6 and they just stop at Skyrim.
That would be a big way to just stop it, though.
Yeah, but I thought, I mean, I think it will be a few years until at least they release it. I think it would be at least 2018 until we get Skyrim 6. Or not Skyrim 6, Elder Scrolls 6. But I think it would be maybe more like 2019 or 2020.
Alright, and with that is going to do it for the E3 reactions video, or plural in a couple cases. So, this is probably going to be going up on all of our channels unless something goes horribly wrong. So, with that, I have been The James Rules, joined by...
And Lady Gear to you.
So, with that, on my end, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.
Yeah, I guess you guys next episode as well as
Nobody else. Until next time, Lady Gear to you. Oh yeah.